At least 15 people were killed and 50 others hurt when the shooter opened fire in a bowling alley and nearby restaurant. 40-year-old Robert Card is being named as a person of interest in connection with the shootings. According to law enforcement, he is a trained firearms instructor believed to be in the Army Reserve and recently reported mental health issues, including hearing voices and threatening to shoot up a National Guard base in Maine.
For more, we're joined by NBC News correspondent Sam Brock, who's made his way to Lewiston, Maine. Sam, good morning. So just what's the latest on the ground there, especially with this manhunt?
Sure, Joe, Savannah, good morning. There are thousands more people now under shelter-in-place orders than there were as of last night. That just keeps expanding, guys, as Bowdoin is the latest town of about 3,000 or 4,000 people to have those orders issued. That was within the last hour or two. And we know now that makes at least 4 or 5 towns just in this area, including Lewiston, that find themselves in the same situation. Where I am standing right now, down the hill here, you obviously see the law enforcement vehicle unmarked over my shoulder. Down the hill, there is a white sign, and that's for Schmengi's. Schmengi's is the sports bar and grill, one of the locations where the killer in this case gunned down in total between 15 and 20 people, up to 50, as Savannah said, injured in both of these situations. And we now have some clarity as to exact chronology of how it happened. Sources telling NBC News that it actually began in a bowling alley, which is not where I'm standing. It's about 4 or 5 miles away from here. And then at Schmengi's, which you're looking at video of right now, down the street. Now, as far as where this man might be, a person of interest, Robert Card, is who police are looking for, according to the Maine State Police. They have expanded their search now to more than 100 investigators. They are not calling him right now a suspect. They're calling him a person of interest, 40 years old, as you see on your screen, from Bowdoin, which again is now under a shelter-in-place order. And they are putting all resources that they have. I will say it is interesting. I drove from about 30 or 45 minutes away, just due east of here. You did not see a lot of law enforcement on the roads. Certainly you'll see them at the start of downtown strips. You see them here near the site of these atrocities, but you're not seeing a full saturation that you might expect, which perhaps leads you to believe that they're focusing their efforts right now in areas outside of this immediate part of central Maine, as we're now in hour 13 or so of an intense manhunt.
Absolutely. And Sam, this is all unfolding in a state that only saw 29 murders all of last year. What is the feeling like there in this particular community this morning, but then as the search expands, just the fear of the whole state, really?
Sure. People are shaken, as you would expect. You've heard from loved ones, of course, that don't know necessarily the fate of someone that they care about and are looking for clarity and for more information. Schmengi's actually did post something about a couple of hours ago on Facebook. I want to read you a portion of that where this, I believe, is either the owner or representation for the bar. Says, "My heart is crushed. I am at a loss for words. In a split second, your world gets turned upside down for no good reason. No one can seem to make any sense of this." I know we have some snippets of interviews as well from people who were around these establishments after the fact. One of them, by the way, the bowling alley, was a teen youth night. So you were talking about young people, 100 plus, that were inside of that establishment. Let's play a sample right now of what we heard from people on the ground here last night.
Everybody knows everybody. It's a peaceful community. Like, the worst thing that you're afraid of happening is a jaywalker. Like, that doesn't happen in Maine. It doesn't happen here. I'm in shock. I don't think anyone has digested it yet. I think that, honestly, everybody is still like, whoa, like what? It's not even going to digest yet of what's going on. This is crazy. We don't see that here.
Card is considered extremely dangerous and armed, of course. We've all seen that visual of him holding what appears to be a semi-automatic rifle. Again, he is considered a person of interest right now, not necessarily the suspect, but police do have a press conference scheduled for about 2 hours from now. So hopefully there will be some clarity provided as this expansive manhunt continues to find Robert Card. Savannah and Joe.
Sam, Bates College is near the area there. We heard from a spokesperson for the college who said at this time there are no reports of any Bates student or employee fatalities, but there is still this real sense of mystery, of uncertainty, I know, throughout the community, because people have been, I know, showing up to the reunification center to even see if loved ones are there, to find out if their loved one is still alive, if they're missing. There's just a lot of uncertainty right now, isn't there?
That's a great point. I'm glad you mentioned the schools as well, not just the colleges, but the local elementary and middle schools. I believe it's Auburn Middle School, where there is a reunification center that is set up right now, Joe. So kids are being directly impacted, even if they had nothing to do or were no close vicinity to what happened last night. Schools and government buildings in all of these localities are shut down right now. There are no classes today, so this has already affected everyone. And as you can imagine, the idea that there is someone dangerous lurking within your community and for parents to have no idea how that will play out or in what manner in which Robert Card or the person of interest will ultimately be taken into custody or resolved. Everyone right now is at an elevated state of anxiety as we see this play out.
All right. Sam Brock reporting from Maine. Sam, thank you so much.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.